hello, and welcome back to the table. You have found Finding a Tori, a weekly TTRPG podcast where a lot of lifelong friends get together a little bit too early in the morning sometimes to bring to you all things TTRPG and a little bit about our world, Atoria. I am in a full studio today. I have Tori, I have Arcadia, and I have Jess with me for a fun-filled.
Hello. Good morning.
We are we're here, and we are discussing one of our rapidly growing favorite topics to do. Why we aren't playing this game 8 days a week right now, I don't know. But a lot of our listeners are enjoying our sort of shallow dives into Vampire the Masquerade, beginner's guide to clans, and we're back at that today. I have Arcadia, and I have Tori, who shunned some vampire branded dice today.
Telling
on you. Somebody went to the bag and searched these out for you. Somebody was looking up the way to you. But instead, for our purposes, we will stick to our history of a nice little roll off with D20s here. Going to go a +1 for Monster Energy this morning. You can support the podcast if you'd like to.
That would be mine.
And we will do a +1 for the last of this pot of coffee for both of you. Let's roll off and see who has their druthers on going first or deferring today.
12.
10.
We're rolling strong today.
For some reason, that mid-roll just kind of felt like where we should be right now. Like if one of you hit a 19 or 20, I would have been like, slow the hell down. We're not ready for that yet.
No, we're not there yet.
So, Arcadia, you have, and I know that you're probably itching to, but would you like to go first or go second today?
I'm going to go second today.
Deferring.
Awesome.
Tori's like, shit.
That's okay.
So first, we're going to have in our clan expose our beginner's guide to clans. And I don't know. You're just going to have to take this one because I touched on this when we did the Tremere. And today you were going
fuck the Tremere.
from the other side of the table.
After this,
Right?
after deep diving this clan,
Yeah.
nope.
That was my thought with the Banu Hakim, too.
Fuck the Tremere.
Tremere.
I kind of
Sorry, Jess.
Not
Gave-
sorry, Jess.
I may be regretting the rolling of that particular character. Can I try again?
led to the idea that the Tremere were not super popular by many other clans for a myriad of reasons. And today you are going to give us the
Salubri.
the Salubri version.
And they really don't like the Tremere. Because the Tremere basically killed them.
Okay, so let's get into it. We're
I
going
just
to.
wanted magic.
We're gonna. Is it a wizard? We're gonna follow our normal format here and give people a little bit of a beginner's glimpse into Clan Salubri.
I like and I like starting mine with all of the like nicknames, which were for the Salubri were Salubrians, unicorns, soul suckers, cyclops, soul thieves. I have no clue what that word is.
It's okay, somebody else wrote it.
Yeah, Digels? I don't know what that means. The Hidden Ones and Peacemakers. And they really seem like the too good to be vampires clan.
Too good to be vampires.
When they started, they were a clan of healers.
Yes, I remember reading this.
That's because now it switched over. They changed their aspect.
And we're going to get into some clans. We've hit a few of them that are just kind of the same throughout. And then a lot of these had lore points. They had changes to the clan, to their identity throughout the time. Give us a little background on the Salubri original clan.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're one of the original 12s. They're like the antediluvian.
So Salubri is the progenitor child of Cain?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he was the very favored child again.
Right,
And
always.
healers. Now, healers to the kindred healers in
Healers
general.
to the kindred.
Oh, might want to be nice to them then, right? Look like they've got a super safe place.
Or
Just slaughter them all, apparently, if you're Tremere.
no, Tremere actually went over after their antediluvian.
Oh, wow.
He diablerized their antediluvian. Or
Antediluvian.
There we go.
The words are wording.
Yeah, the words
This
are
was
wording.
the whole thing that I talked a little bit about on, Tremere were a bunch of warlocks. They were not kindred, and their guy was looking for.
No, Tremere are not one of the original clans.
No, but they decided to have lunch.
On, the antediluvian, the solid. They munched him and then proceeded to start the propaganda machine and dog all these motherfuckers.
So does the lore give any reasoning other than, obviously, I know that for a part of it for the Tremere was to get in, gain status, do all of this. But why the healers? Like, was there strategy?
Tasty.
What was this behind this?
They're tasty.
Just they're tasty.
No joke.
Isn't everybody
part of
tasty?
No, they're tastier than others. In fact, eventually they're called the Cyclops because they'll gain a third eye.
Okay.
And that third eye, the minute you use any of the attributes, like if you use Auspex, it starts bleeding. The higher level of Auspex that you use, the more it starts bleeding. To the point where you can trigger hunger frenzy among your friends if...
Who would want to play this then?
There's a reason why they're no longer a playable clan in the latest one.
So if you're, and this is about the Salubri, not about the Tremere, but for this point in their history, the Tremere said, okay, you're tasty, your lunch.
We want your power.
And now that we've finished with lunch, we're going to go talk shit about you so people don't care that you're gone.
What power was it they wanted?
The healers, the ability to heal.
The ability to heal.
They actually split into 3 groups. It was the healers, the warriors, and the watchers.
Okay.
There's a reason their bane is hunted.
Oh.
So they're
the nice vampires.
Yeah.
That doesn't work very well.
That's why they're the unicorns. Is because of that, it's switched. It's now, so it's now Auspex, Fortitude, and Dominate. Mm-hmm. And the healing one was Obeah, which changed from the beginning to now.
Okay.
Sure.
So that's no longer...
So not a playable class or clan right now?
They are not in the player's guide.
Okay.
In the current version.
In the current version.
So I imagine that if it's not in a guide, there's groups out there that are still doing it anyway.
Sure. Yeah, and once again...
We all love to homebrew.
Well, and you can always grab from the... It was a playable guide or playable class, I think, when it first came out.
Oh, okay.
They kind of dropped it because there's not many left. If you have a Salubri, it is 8th gen or lower.
I was getting ready to say, yeah. So if they've resurgent, they certainly do not come back with those earlier generations.
Okay, that's...
Unless they're hiding out somewhere.
Yeah. They are not part of the game area.
No.
At all.
Not at the meeting.
There are some...
I would think the Venture would love them, though.
No.
Why not?
Parentheses,
They're tasty.
see lunch.
So seriously, just because everybody wants to nom.
Well, and they've got blood
fuck the Tremere.
Just taking this
way too personally. I'm sorry.
No. I was just trying not to laugh.
As the official representative for the North American Tremere Coalition, what do you have to say in response to these accusations? No.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. My character's too young for that. And also, can I just re-roll?
We like conflict.
Keep rolling the dice on this. So we have Auspex, we have Dominance, we have... I'm sitting down to play.
Fortitude.
I'm a new character. I'm a new player. And I've heard about this clan. What are the motivations? Is there a lot of get back going on for the Salubri? Are they vengeful? Or
I think it's a lot of hide.
There's just not enough power in the clan to
There's
do
a lot
anything.
of hide. Or there's the ones who are just like, yep, I know you're going to look at me like lunch. I'm out anyways.
Is there a drive to heal? Like,
No, not anymore. It doesn't look like it's a
you know how
built-in.
clan
they do have something
characteristics get passed on.
Wait for Bane or compulsion, effective empathy. So in other words, if somebody has a problem in that scene, they have to fix it. They have to fix it.
Sure.
Yeah.
That could be really interesting to play.
It could be really interesting to play.
They are, as a clan, on the constant search for Golconda.
Oh, yes.
Which is no longer subject to being the beast doesn't come out.
Right.
So they literally went to India and went to hang out with the Hindu gurus.
Okay.
Like, these are the hippies of vampire. Like, I'm serious.
I love it.
Come along, John. We'll have a Salubri party.
So how would you if you decided you wanted to play the Salubri, how would you play it in a game?
Man, I'm just sick of hiding. You're like,
I just want to be. Would you try and hide what you are? Can
probably
you hide
not.
what you are?
No,
Because
if
as
you
soon
get a
as
certain
you
level.
use it-
Here's the thing.
You wouldn't be able to use your
wouldn't-
aspects.
Well, no, because you have a third eye. That's a physical thing.
You
That's
can't
what
hide
That is a physical thing.
your
If
bleeding eye.
You are
You could
bleeding.
pretend you're Tamichi or something.
No, it doesn't work like that. I mean,
You can't just wear a hat.
no. Why is your forehead bleeding?
Don't use the
Because it can
aspects.
see you.
Yeah, because you're going to get through a vampire game
feels-
without using an
Right, I know.
So this feels crunchy in that I'm sitting here trying to find my way into a coterie as a Salubri, and this seems almost more like an NPC. I'm looking at it from my
No, I know.
storyteller's lean. I would grab this for an interesting NPC, but we're here with the beginner's guide for players that want to play. What do you guys think? What we know of the Salubri? What would you do?
They're universally, I'm going to bash in here real quick. They're universally not trusted because, once again, they're too nice.
I was going to say your problem is that you care.
Where's the hook? Where's the hook? Don't trust them.
We care.
Right, like I picture instead of him trying to get into your doorway to suck your blood, we really give a shit, dude. We just want to talk about it.
This actually sounds more like
I was going to say,
my
this,
speed
that's
than
what I
the
was saying. I was like, Jess should have played Salubri.
I should have, yeah, because like I chose the Tremere because magic, but like this actually sounds way more my speed.
So I guess my thought would be is if I was a person sitting at table and I was interested in playing this clan, I think I would have to be prepared to recognize that it's going to be challenging. There's going to be constant roadblocks or difficulties with your coterie, with the world scenario. And is it something that as a player that excites me because
Right.
it makes it a challenge?
Because let's talk about that. We've seen that in Nosferatu. We've seen that in the Malks. We've seen that in a lot where you're just going to be that anti.
Nobody likes you.
Yeah, like it's going to be really tough to get along with a couple Toreadors of Ventru and whatever in a coterie. These guys really like, instead of the features and instead of the higher level of antisocial behavior, they're really just too nice to be vampires. Because the caring thing you lose in undeath.
And how do you deal with feeding?
That's the
And
question.
then I want to go to Jess because I want to hear why you would want to play. Okay, so feeding.
They have to be willing.
You have to find
Yes.
somebody
They
that
have
wants
to
to
be
be
willing.
lunch.
Have to be willing. And because of they're too nice, they get along with humans a lot better.
Right.
So I'm picturing like this relationship thing. Becky, I don't know how to tell you this. I am a vampire.
They could hit the Masquerade really well, though.
But okay, very
Except
low.
for that big bleeding eye in their forehead.
You would have to have a cover up. Well, you know,
Well, you
the
gotta bring
hippie,
that
we have a
shit up.
head wrap, we have
Yeah.
hair
That's
over
why I
our
said a
face.
hat.
But it is almost that thing of they're going to traffic in the mortal world. Number one, because they have that empathy. Number two, you've got to ingratiate yourself to lunch a little bit. They have to be willing. So I don't know. Okay, but good question. Now that your clan, Jess, has destroyed the Salubri in the worst way, what makes this, to me, very difficult to play clan appeal to you?
Well, funny thing is, I kind of built my Tremere to be a little bit more like the Salubri. My character's feeding habits are consensual only. Like, I chose that one on purpose.
How about the throwback archetype? The one that's read the books and goes, we did wrong as a Tremere. I'm bringing back the Salubri.
I mean, I could... I just like the... I don't know. This is an interesting game for me to play because I'm just really not into vampires.
Mm-hmm.
You like playing good guys.
Yes.
Vampires are not.
Right, exactly. And so the Salubri are the closest thing to the good guy that you can... Yeah, I like to be the hero.
And I think that...
want to be evil.
Chase kind of did the empathy thing with the gangrel.
Yep.
And had empathy for people and how food or vitae blood was sourced. But I never thought of, and I honestly didn't remember this about your Tremere, that it is strictly consensual feeding.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Mine
Bring
has
us
to be an
home on
evildoer.
this.
I'm a judge.
Makes sense.
There is actually, so the two nice one, when they're attached to the anarch, because there are some
I
in
was
the
just
anarch.
gonna say, yeah, I would
they're
think
mostly
anarch.
the Sabbat is where they're more prevalent.
Yeah.
For as much as they don't know how many are out there, but it's not very many. Mm-hmm. They will show up in the anarch, and they're called the Furies, and it's the warrior ones.
Oh, sure.
That are demon hunters.
Okay, can I just bring this out? Like, I think playing a Salubri in a group would be really hard. Playing a group of Salubri, you could have a really fucking fun story arc as like a GM and a table, because you're going to be hunted. You're going to have, this demon hunter thing. You're going to I don't know. I feel like it would just give you an approach to the world that would be completely different from any other approach to vampire.
Yeah. They're the two
Have
nice
to have
ones.
empathy.
Oh, darn.
But I like
Isn't there a My Little Pony thing? No, I'm just joking.
I like this
it just
demon
doesn't
hunter thing.
fit for me. Tell me more about the demon hunting and why that. The warriors go through the anarchs to get.
Or they're singular.
Okay. Oh.
And real demons or
Real demons.
Okay.
Real demons.
Vampire
They're
Hunter
there.
D.
They showed up at the Sabbat. They showed up to kill off one of the.
Now I've got songs in my
I think
head.
that's the Bali.
Okay.
They showed up with the Sabbat to get rid of them, and that's the the warriors. And I could see them being out just because fuck the world.
Right.
I got a job to do.
I could definitely do one of those.
I will
Furies. That would
say-
be fun.
So that would be kind of a cool thing if you were kind of blowing out from just vampire to the rest of the world of darkness and incorporating some of their other mythos, histories, game, things like that. I think that would be a really good bridge to get into what is not written in VTM but is part of WOD.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and there's another thing that they do that I thought was kind of interesting. When they do the embrace, when they pick their child or with super care, and then one of the things was they let them diablerize them. So you wonder why there's not very many.
Oh,
hey, here's the ultimate gift.
Interesting.
Yes.
I use the word lunch a lot in this show. And in this scenario, you're telling me that I selectively go find lunch, have lunch,
Yep. And our lunch.
become lunch,
Yep.
to lunch.
Yes. Just saying. That's my final thoughts on the Salubri.
That's actually really interesting. This has been incredible. I want to do an entire a Celebricious campaign of just all of it, because I think that it is almost the writer saying, "Hey, go play vampire,"
But
for everything that it's not.
yeah.
Is you've got to care. It matters where you eat, and then you're never going to get your ranks up that way, like doing it I appreciate you bringing it to the table. I think there's a reason it's not written as a playable clan right now. But tell us what you think if you're playing Salubri, if we're getting any of it right, wrong, or indifferent. And we're going to take a quick break, come back with a clan that is misjudged more than any other. How was that for a little bit of build-up? I don't know. But we'll be right back on Finding a Toria.
When you sit down at the table, open the books, and spill out the dice, you're looking for an epic adventure. Tabletop role-playing is more popular than ever, and every day new players join our great hobby. My name is Steve Kellums, and I'm the host of the Epic Adventure Podcast. I'm just a fan with a radio voice, but joining me on this quest will be Mike Howlett, the co-founder of Oddfish Games, a great independent game company, and Christina Stiso, a PhD student studying game-based learning. Together, we will discuss all things tabletop gaming, from character creation to world building to setting and pacing. We will give you tips and tricks to make your games, well, epic. Like and subscribe to the Epic Adventure Podcast today.
This episode of Finding a Toria is brought to you by Wordleaf Media. The Finding a Toria podcast is looking for guests for our upcoming episodes. Are you or someone you know passionate about the TTRPG community and have a story to share? If so, contact us on our socials or reach out at wordleafmedia.com/findingatoria. And now back to your program. Welcome back from the break on Finding a Toria. This is Malcolm. You have Arcadia, Tori, and Jess in with me for another Vampire the Masquerade Beginner's Guide to Clans episode. We love doing them because you love hearing them. And we just had my face scrunch up at the Salubri. I don't know. We'll talk about it some more off air, but like it's a clan. How are you going to have you're going to have one guy and then or lady and then as soon as they turn somebody, you still have one.
I'm sure it's not used, I'm sure it's not everyone, but...
Okay. Well, we're going back to a little bit more terra firma for my fragile brain here. Whatever
These are playable.
Whatever lunch is doing, can continue doing lunch. Arcadia has brought us back for our second segment, and you are going to discuss Clan Brujah.
Yes.
Which Kindred, the Embraced.
Yes.
Yep.
A spelling production.
Yep.
Yes.
Gave us crunchy-haired what's-her-face as the Brujah.
Well, she was turned, and she wasn't the head of the clan in the city.
No, she was not. She was not. You're right. Oh, what's his face? Sorry. Okay, anyway.
Like, epitome of 90s bad guy.
I think he was a bad guy on Buffy, too.
Right?
So we have a what's-her-face and a what's-his-face. All is becoming super clear.
She was in love with a gangrel, and so and she was the biological niece of the Ventru prince, and so the Brujah kidnapped her and turned her to Brujah because that would just piss off everybody.
Do we have names for these people, or are they literally just called what's-her-face?
Of course, it's a show. There's names, but it was made in the mid 90s, and our memories are old.
Okay, so
we're getting ready to dump this.
Should I say it? I was 5 then.
Yeah, it's Brian Thompson was the Brujah, and he was a bad guy in
he's just like the
Buffy.
the epitome of the bad guy in the 90s. I feel like if you saw him, you knew he was always going to be the bad guy.
He was 2 different bad guys.
Yes.
He had that jawline and that stare. He was a big dude. He was a quintessential henchman or bad guy in the 90s.
He made a good Brujah. I'll give you
Yes.
he was a really good Brujah. So I will own, and partially because of the TV show, I didn't have a very high opinion of the Brujah before starting this deep dive into the clan. And just like every time I dig into a clan, I come out of it going, this is so fucking cool.
Right?
I would love to play a Brujah. So I guess the thing that I found most interesting in diving into them is that when we think Brujah, okay, give me adjectives. Tell me
Bruiser.
Punk.
Right? They're the angry, fighting, they're berserker barbarian
Meatheads.
kind. Yes, right?
They're the in Double Dragon, they're the minions that walk around with spiked fists and ball bats. And it's like the 80s Police Academy 2
Bad
punks.
guy.
Yeah,
Right.
the bad guys.
So that is what I found so intriguing, because so Tori, you talked about the Salubri nicknames and starting out with that.
Yeah.
So really easy one. First one, the Rabble. Not surprising. That is exactly what you're thinking. The next one, the Learned Clan.
See, and somebody's done this to me before.
Football player
Where
that's
they've-
a secret nerd.
They've unraveled my brain about Brujah, and it goes back to this character that we were just talking about, Brian Thompson or whoever.
So, and I think you get a wisp of it in that TV show, which is in a very simple statement, think philosopher kings. They are fighters. They are strong fighters. I mean, their prowess is speed and strength. They've got the celerity, and they've got what I can't remember. I can never remember the names of the different skills. But they're strong, they're fast, and they dominate. Like, they have charisma, presence, and things like that. So they can get in front. They are rabble rousers. They can get in front of a crowd and play that charisma.
See, I picture like a John Gotti sort of character, like a teamster whipping up the vote. Right.
And they always struggle against the existing power base.
Okay.
If you go back to Kindred,
sense.
that's exactly it. He made a play for the city.
Right. So the interesting part about this is that you have a very strong opposing nature in the Brujah. You have the fact that they are incredibly passionate in an angry firebrand kind of way.
Believe me or else.
and the other side of that is intelligence, is philosophy, is idealism.
That's like a barbarian.
Right?
I'm sorry. Right back.
You just described, and I hate to jump in, but I always go to movies on this. Daniel Day-Lewis's character in Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
I was thinking movies too, but a different one.
Oh, and I'd love to hear that, and I didn't mean to get in because you're giving like great detail on it, but I'm trying to change my mind on Brujah. That's not our guy from Kindred the Embraced, and is not the spiky-haired punk on the wall with the ball bat, and this rabble-rousing, this bringing people to cause sort of thing to challenge establishment power. Made me think of that. Who did me? Yeah.
It made me think of the movie Braveheart. It's like it ends with they were warrior poets.
Yeah. Well, and to me,
and they're fighting against an establishment.
To me, it's the epitome of the rebellion leadership.
Good call.
Yes.
On that one.
And you can put it into any, American Revolution.
Slot it into
Star Wars,
everything.
William Wallace,
and
Braveheart.
Right.
As accurate as that movie really is.
They can be incredibly charismatic, and they are incredibly passionate about ideals, and then they are very volatile in their passions. So they're going, and that is...
You could take it to more like some other barbarians too.
Yeah.
Rabble rousers. You can tip villains so easy.
Yeah. And the problem they have as a clan is that they're almost always defeating themselves.
I was going to say, because they're never okay with just claiming a city, just taking power. There's always this internal revolution happening.
Yes. And so they have where they're always fighting against the power structure, even their own.
Bad for the Masquerade.
Okay, so like if we're using a Star Wars example, it's less Mon Mothma and more Saw Gerrera.
Right?
Okay, gotcha.
And so anyways, there's a ton of really, really interesting lore that explores all of that. Part of it is that like the original, they are, original clan. Brujah is a child of Cain. Troy Lee is the child of Brujah. Troily diablerizes Brujah. And pretty much the clan descends from Troily. Because of what diablerization is, it's that like ingesting of the soul.
It's the original curse.
So there is a lot of different variations, but really it all comes down to is the issue with them being like sort of uncontrollably raging, as well as being this like philosophy idealized whatever, is really those two souls constantly in battle with each other, because the philosopher and the leader and the idealist is Brujah, and the revolutionary and everything is Troily. And so you have this
That's kind of cool
battle just within the bloodline within themselves,
right?
I just thought that made it very interesting to try and play this kind of a character. And then there's so many places you can go with it. You could be someone who's like an academic, revolutionary. You could be someone who's trying to take over the city, clan government type of situation. You can be Camarilla if you want to be. There's very few of them in the modern knights that go that route, but the older ones tend to still.
Anarchs,
they're majorly anarchs at this point. And back to like, they really, really don't trust established power. And they have that tendency to leadership. And so they want leadership. And they'll take it from whoever, whether it's another Brujah, whether it's a Ventru, whether, whatever the situation might be. They are a smart barbarian.
Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine, absolutely. That was my thought as I was reading through them as well.
Don't do what you tell me.
Exactly. And so for me, it was very interesting to see that they are not just a dumb brute. And I think too often that's how they're viewed.
The bruiser.
They're just viewed as a dumb brute.
Sure.
But I think you would have an alternative in having a Brujah in your coterie to a leader, like if you didn't have or want Ventru. I think you could have some really fun, playing that power dynamic if you wanted to of struggling against the politics. They're smart enough. They know how to play the politics, and work the system. And you can have that passion of, whatever your idealism is, you can play into that passion and do that. But their bane really is their rage, their fury.
I was going to say, where does that tip bad for them? Because, and I hate to use this reference constantly, but it makes the character that Brian Thompson played in Kindred the Embraced seem a little bit more spot on, because you had this volatile individual, violence first, and almost this passion of, I want what's mine. I want what I'm owed, what I've worked in, and looking at the established power structure as part of the problem.
Yeah.
And but the same time kind of snapping and snarling with it themselves. And yeah, it's a lot more dynamic than the brute.
Right. And there's history too, particularly between Brujah and Ventru. So the origin of the clan, Brujah, like as in the progenitor, like developed Salem as like they built the city, they built the structure, they wanted order, they wanted to further the organization, government, and systems of Kindred with Kine. And all of this, it failed, partially because of their own issues. And then later on in history, the Brujah built Carthage.
Oh, shit.
So Carthage is an entirely Brujah-built city, Brujah-controlled city. They are much more open with the relationship between Kindred and Kine. And the rest of the clans are not thrilled with that because we don't have the Masquerade yet, but we do have some laws and rules in place to hide stuff. So what our human history says Rome took defeated Carthage. The Ventru came in with Rome and destroyed Brujah Carthage.
Well, yeah.
And so you have, the elite, the aristocrats, whatever, throwing off the Brujah, who are kings and leaders of their own. Mm-hmm. And so you definitely have that ancient history of the Brujah hate the Ventru for good reason.
So how does that work with the Carthaginian invasion of Rome?
I would have to read into the history. And I was talking with Malcolm about this earlier. It's one of the things I love about World of Darkness is that they take what we know as human history and they put a layer over it that fits World of Darkness like storylines and makes it absolutely brilliant. But you really have to dig into the source materials to get that information. Mm-hmm. I have not dug into that source material.
Okay. So the Punic Wars are some of my favorite periods of history. So
that's what's really cool is you can go back in a lot of the modern books, old books, is they'll list out historical figures that they would believe to have aligned with that clan. And it's always like, oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, that makes all the sense.
But George Washington, Brujah.
Hannibal, obviously.
See, I was thinking like
Carthage.
most of the American revolutionaries.
Oh, yeah.
Brujah. I'm sorry. Like, it would make all the sense in the world. They were like, King George Ventru, fuck off.
So you have so much good and rich detail on this.
So.
I want to get back to, if we can, a little bit about that beginner player who's sitting down. Brujah seems incredibly attractive to me from everything you've said. I think that they're a blast to play because you can just get downright emotional with it. I imagine they don't have a whole lot of feeding restrictions.
No. They don't have a lot of restrictions on feeding, on embracing, on
hanging out with lunch.
Right? Yeah. They're so emotionally impacted that it's really sort of like, oh, you got pissed off? Yeah, that happens.
Right, absolutely.
The problem is they might get pissed off in return and then, have a squabble, but
so
lunch becomes
what
lunch.
would you talk to a new VTM player about if they you sold me Arcadia? I'm sitting down, I'm writing up my Brujah. You've let me know what some of the abilities and the things that you will need to move forward mechanically. What are you talking to them about from an RP standpoint? How do you, so that you don't get troped into this big brute that's just there to smash things and rage out. And I think we talk about the D&D class walkovers to different game classes. And I think this is one that's hurt by the barbarian sort of look at, you're going to be big, you're going to be muscular, and we're sending you in with whatever hurts something first. You've got a tactician, you've got a leader, you've got a politically astute sort of player there. How are you telling them to approach Brujah?
So I guess I would throw out there first and foremost is if you want to be the brute, you can be. Like, people like to have, take on that role. A Brujah absolutely can be the brute squad. But I guess what I wanted to bring to the table is that they don't have to be.
Right.
That they can be something bigger, more, better.
And so that,
and I shouldn't say better, just different.
And that player needs to have that information so they have that freedom. And I think the last time that I walked one onto our stage was an NPC that Jess's Tremere met on a bus. And it was a soccer hooligan.
Right.
It was the tube. And
right. It was a tube.
I pretended to be Devin.
Right.
It's all Devin's fault, damn it.
It was great fun, but I did not explore them, at least for that interaction. I don't think that I was building out a very deep NPC. I used them in that role. Who are you going to run into on a tube that's Kindred, that's probably a little gassed up and having a good time and ready to smash something? Oh, Brujah checks all the boxes. But for that player sitting down,
I think you need to recognize that if you want to be the brute, you can be.
It's all there for you.
Absolutely have to be. If you don't want to be the brute, if you want to be the military tactician or gang leader or something like that, because that's a very common role, is that like an underworld crime leader.
Yep.
Which fits perfectly because that takes intelligence, that takes strategy, that takes leadership, charisma, and all that kind of stuff. But do recognize that the bane of the Brujah is their fury, is their anger. It is the one part in playing that role that you're going to have to recognize. You may want to do something smart and all it takes is some Ventru coming off, mouthing off at you, and you're going to rage and not, or at least have to fight against raging, and perhaps hurt your own goals and endeavors because you can't control your emotion as well.
And watch out for that dick storyteller that knows this and is going to do everything they can just to pull you off center a little bit. Okay, we've got a great plan. I'm going to go in slow. Oh, really? Did you hear what Jerry said about your slacks?
But again, go back to that underworld crime boss, like someone knows if they come in front of that guy and they mouth off, they're going to get killed.
That rage element.
There's not going to be
negotiations are not going to break down.
A Ventru prince might be like, I'll get you later. And the Brujah is going to be like, rip off your head.
Got your throat.
Yeah, you're dead.
So
very cool, very cool. Anything else? Any last looks on this Brujah? This clan that a lot more than meets the eye.
Yeah.
I have a quick question because the name Brujah, just by the name alone, I would have expected them to be like magic users of some kind because it's a Spanish word for witch.
Yeah.
So how is that connected at all? Or
so in the clan book, they address that in the very first couple of pages. I think obviously because everybody's going to connect the Spanish word with that, and they get sort of condescending. Like, fuck them type of thing. They stole their name from us. They don't really go into like, because we're magic users or anything like that. I would assume the connection is simply that you're a vampire. You are not normal. You're supernatural. And so therefore that would
you got a little bit of blood right here.
So just in a Spanish speaking area, they were just active at some point.
Yeah. And I'll be real. I have not read enough into the history. I would love to, but I have not read enough into the history to know, like, say, if they were in Spain and had, massive, development there or something that caused that connection.
Well, Spain is the route that Hannibal took to invade Rome when Carthage during the Punic Wars. So could all tie together, I don't know.
Absolutely.
Maybe not, but I like that idea. Like how many terms were where the word witch was called out when somebody saw something that they didn't know or understand.
Well, and especially when you did have the Brujah. I mean, they're constantly wanting to build a city, to build. Carthage was their utopia. They're always wanting to build a better system, and then they end up destroying it themselves. Or the Ventru, but
lots of good stuff there.
Yeah, lots of good stuff there for the beginning player for Vampire the Masquerade on both the Brujah and the Salubri. And
I will just say, like, if you want to play a hard hitting, if you're wanting to play a fighter, it's the Brujah. Like, they hit harder than anybody. They move faster, hit harder. That brute concept is there for a reason.
Potence, yeah. So you can, like you said, if you want to keep them typecast as that bad boy brawler, it's all there for you, but it doesn't have to be. They're a much more dynamic clan. The Ventru wish that they were just a little bit better behaved.
I just totally want to go in as a Brujah and take over and like destroy the Ventru.
I'm probably not going to run that game.
The Malk might sign up. You never know.
Exactly.
All right. Very good. Guys, thank you so much for bringing all of the information on both of those clans to us today. Jess, the conversation, the fun at the table, we have enjoyed it. We hope that you do too. We're here weekly, and we would love to hear from you in between. You can reach us on all of our social media platforms. You can leave us comments at the Word Leaf Media YouTube page on our episodes, and we are able to be found at www.wordleafmedia.com/findingatoria.
Hit the button.
Hit the button. Support us on Patreon. I'm putting up the outtakes from last week's. Oh, I had to go through them and make sure we could. And the funny thing is, we can't. But we're going to anyway.
Doing it.
Everybody tell them bye. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
This episode of Finding Atoria is brought to you by Word Leaf Media. Find us at wordleafmedia.com/findingatoria if you or anyone you know has stories or other good things to say about TTRPGs, get a hold of us. You can find us on all the social medias.
This episode of Finding a Toria is brought to you by Wordleaf Media. Are you interested in sharing stories of your favorite TTRPG experiences? If so, reach out at www.wordleafmedia.com/contact us on our socials, or you can now leave a comment on your favorite Finding a Toria episode at our Wordleaf Media YouTube channel.